L'Shana Tova, and welcome to all. I'm Seth Frank. I'm the new president of TST, and I am thankful for this honor. And I thank you for the opportunity to lead our great congregation at TST for the next several years. Although I have to say, when I signed up, there was a discussion early on a very lucrative bonus and stock option program. I'm still waiting for that to materialize.
Hasn't vetted yet.
Yes, they're still working on it. I know Amy is diligently. My wife, Lori, and I, and our daughter, Allison, joined TST about 20 years ago. We had moved from 14th Street to 86th Street and wanted to join a temple in our neighborhood that offered weekly religious school and a feeling of community, and we wanted to meet new local families. Our daughter, Allison, studied with Cantor Kipnis, actually, to become a bat mitzvah almost a dozen years ago. And then she spent several years serving as a TA in our religious school program. Some of the families here today have daughters and sons that were part of that. In 2015, I joined the board, where I've served as the treasurer as well as on the executive committee. First, let me thank you all for being here today and being part of our community. It's so exciting to be able to be back in person with a full schedule of high holiday services, and to be planning for a year of exciting programs, a robust nursery school, and a religious school. It's exciting to see the high holiday services today in full bloom. Our temple's mission is to be a community driven by meaning, connection, and purpose. And as we go through the conversation today, we'll tie those three together. But first, the challenge. Can we entice you to find meaning at TST by asking you to become more active in the numerous programs that have been designed for you this year? And then second, I'll challenge you to be part of a continuation to be a purpose-driven community by requesting your participation in our annual appeal this year. But before we get to that, I want to focus on connection. We know that there have been a lot of exciting staff changes over the last few months. And I want to make sure that you know our team and feel like they are here for you. First, let me acknowledge our senior clergy leaders, Rabbi Mosbacher, who is beginning his 7th year here as our senior rabbi, and Cantor Kipnis, who is beginning his 16th year with us. They lead our clergy team and, of course, are available for any needs that you may have. Our super-duper executive director, Amy Schwach, is now in her 8th year with us, and TST is honored that Amy has been recognized by her peers as president-elect of the National Association of Temple Directors. This is a national leadership role and a big acknowledgement of the work that Amy does. We've also, you may not know, added 3 new clergy members to our staff, 3 rabbis actually over the summer as well. Rabbi Jill Rubin was ordained last spring and begins her experience with us as our new assistant rabbi. Rabbi Rubin helped lead the HUC soup kitchen while in rabbinic school, and she is an ardent Duke basketball fan. And if I may take a side note here, I'm going off script, sorry, is that okay? As a side note, Rabbi Rubin's parents, who are here flew in from California, met at Duke. So they're Dukies, they're called Dukies. And coincidentally, Rabbi Rubin met her husband, who's sitting right in front of us, also at Duke. Coincidentally, My daughter went to Duke. And she's sitting next to her boyfriend, who also went to Duke. So the only question I have is, to Rabbi Rubin's sister's boyfriend, what's with Wharton? Rabbi Rubin has joined us over the summer, and she's done a terrific job, and she continues to look at how do we get connection going forward. We have also added Rabbi Benjamin Ross as Director of Engagement. And for those that you were here last night, you've heard that we've started a new program which Rabbi Ross and Rabbi Mosbacher and Rabbi Rubin and others will be participating in. It's a small group focus of 6 to 8 people on various topics so that we can gain more connection. I understand that there will be wine involved, so I know many of you will be wanting to participate. Rabbi Ross comes from us from a career in LA. He was 6 years as a rabbinic person. He worked on deepening congregants' engagement with Judaism and with each other. Since joining us in August, he has already spoken to many of our members with coffee meetings and one-on-ones, and we look forward to expanding that. He will be looking to connect with you, and will speak with you soon to get your thoughts for this coming year. Rabbi Miriam Lichtenfeld has taken on the leadership of our religious school. An experienced educator with a focus on value-based education, she will be helping us fulfill the goal of our strategic plan of raising our young Jewish adults. Her experience and long-term knowledge will be very valuable to us at TST. And finally, you have already had a great chance to hear our new cantorial intern, Ella Gladstone Martin. A fifth-year student at HUC, we are excited that Ella will be bringing her musical gifts and joyful spirit to our Bima for this year. And so far, I've been just wowed with how great she's doing for us. Please take the time to meet all of our new staff. They are here to help you, to connect you more deeply with our community, and to connect you to Jewish life and wisdom. A final note about our staff. With great excitement, we recently announced that Sue Eulis will take on the leadership of our nursery school, beginning in the fall of 2023. Bonnie Blanco, who has done this for over 20 years, will be retiring in the spring. We will be celebrating Bonnie's tenure here in the spring and look forward to a seamless transition with Sue, who is entering her 27th year as part of our nursery school. She has been a terrific leader, a stable and innovating force within our nursery school. And I'm happy to share the good news as we emerge from the pandemic that our nursery school is actually overflowing with over 100 children signed up for the upcoming year. As an update, over the past few years, our leadership has spoken of moving from our beloved location, but today there are no plans to do that. We've decided to reinvest in the building, and we have a couple of modernization programs going on today. One modernization program of our facilities is beginning with our capital project going on now to rebuild and modernize the building rooftop. It should become more enjoyable for not only our children, but we will have some adult events on the roof as it's completed. All of our staff and facilities initiatives are designed to increase engagement, to ensure that our synagogue can be a place of meaning for everyone who is part of it. There are wonderful people here at our TST family that you can meet and know, and hopefully these circles, Shaaray circles, will lead you to meet others in the community. The importance of synagogue affiliation and engagement is particularly important today because of rising anti-Semitism in the world, and certainly here in New York. Recently on CNN, for those of you who watch CNN, Dana Bash put together a 1-hour special on anti-Semitism in America. It was especially enlightening, and if you have the time, maybe spend time watching it. Additionally, our own Rabbi Mosbacher was recently interviewed on CNN this past summer and spoke about anti-Semitism and the threats to Jewish institutions. Be aware, this remains an ongoing threat to the Jewish people worldwide. To me, it feels especially important against this backdrop that we stand together as Jews and have a purpose to push back on the hatred in America against all unfortunate people. Within the synagogue, though, there are many wonderful ways to participate at TST and help the community and get to know other families and support the Jewish ideals that we stand for. Here are a few of them. Our social action task force are very active in helping others, and you can participate and join easily. TST, interestingly, has one of the strongest social action committees in our area. We have just supported a new Afghan family that has immigrated to the United States, and our members here have helped them find an apartment, work, and schooling. I'd like to give a shout out to Jen Wendy and Mindy Tyndall and their team of volunteers who have worked hard, because it takes a lot of work to get the people immigrated and located. We also have social justice efforts organized around mental health, immigration justice, reducing gun violence, combating food insecurity, protecting the environment, and promoting reproductive freedom, all important in today's world. We also have social interest groups, such as the Sisterhood, Men's Engagement, Tasty, our youth program, and the Spring Gala. The Shaaray Social Club, the Israeli Engagement Committee, or our small group initiative, as we spoke of earlier, launching this fall. And finally, we also have committees that help support the synagogue mission, such as the Worship Committee and the Caring Committee. This year, under Rich Birnbaum's leadership, we've continued to expand that extra work, connecting with isolated community members and supporting people during times of mourning. There is also a fantastic trip being planned to Israel this year, with exciting events including tours, special interviews with Israeli guests, a visit to the Wailing Wall, and I know a great group of folks have already signed up. We have about 30 or 35 people, and if you have any interest in that, please talk to us or the rabbi. There's a really group of really nice folks that have signed up for that trip. So I encourage you to make your voice heard and find meaning and purpose for the many things that we do. I challenge you to learn and to grow as a person. Let TST assist you in personal and religious goals and support of our larger community. That leads me to my final point. To support these many initiatives, we need your financial commitment as well. TST has numerous funding mechanisms. Our member dues are a key part of our income, but they only cover about 32% of our total required income. The other main income sources are from our religious school and our nursery school and our voluntary donations. We also gain funding from those of you who generously chose to become enhanced members, contributing above and beyond the minimum dues amount to help support our institution. This year, an additional 10 families have pledged to become enhanced members. We want to thank them for stepping up as leaders, and we invite anyone else who is interested in becoming an enhanced member to speak with Hallie Golden, our terrific development director, and she can guide you through the process. As president and our board of directors and our executive committee, we strive to make this a spiritual home for you, with many opportunities to learn and grow. Please take some time in the upcoming weeks to learn and grow and how to become more involved. Another significant part of our income comes from the generous donations each of you make to our annual appeal. This year, it's being chaired by our long-term members, Melissa and Rob Saperstein, and a shout out to them. It's not the easiest or most fun responsibility, but it is one that's so critical, and so thank you. And thank you to the Board of Trustees, who have committed to participate at 100% for this year. Okay, get ready. Here's the money part. Everywhere in the world today, there are short men and women just like me, standing in front of a congregation to give you this final pitch. To accomplish this, we all want to add new and exciting programs. We want this place to be a continuing meaning, connection, and purpose for all of our members. We ask that you join others and give generously to the annual appeal. When making your annual appeal donations, please think of all the ways that TST supports Jewish family life, not only for your family, but the many other families that are part of our larger and underprivileged communities. When I was asked to take the presidency, there were two things they told me. One, you have to be kind, so we'll see how that goes. And two, you have to speak for at least 2 minutes on the annual appeal. I have checked that box. Thank you to all of our terrific staff, our maintenance, our clergy, our operations, our finance team, the many folks who run the nursery school and the teachers. We thank them for their hard work. But most of all, I thank you for making TST an important part of your life. I wish you good health in the new year ahead. And on behalf of the board, my family, myself, all the Dukies, we wish you a sweet and healthy new year. L'Shana Tova.
Great. Thank you so much to Seth. I don't think I've ever laughed so much during an annual appeal speech. We turn to page 263. I'd like to invite up all of our shofar blowers again to the bima.